Hey, Daryl here, and this is my daily devotional. What percentage of your heart belongs to Jesus? Jehu had been anointed by Elijah's servant to be the king of Israel. Problem was, there was already a king of Israel. He had been given the instructions: destroy the house of Ahab. And fervently, he followed those instructions as he went to Jezreel and he shot the arrow through the heart of Joram, the king of Israel, becoming the king. And then he went into town and he had the eunuchs throw evil Queen Jezebel out of the window. And when she went splat, just as it had been prophesied, her blood went everywhere, and the hooves of the horses stomped on her, and the dogs ate her flesh. And then Ahab had 70 sons, and he went after the 70 sons to destroy the house of Ahab. Their guardians were so afraid of Jehu that Jehu wrote them and said, "Kill them and bring their skulls to me." And that's what these guardians did. They killed the 70 sons of Ahab, brought their skulls and set them at the gate of the city. He's being fervent, following the Lord's direction to destroy the house of Ahab. He goes traveling and he comes across some other folks who were family of Ahab, and he had them destroyed. And then he said to all the prophets of Baal, man, if you think Ahab was a prophet of Baal and a worshiper of Baal, I worship Baal so much more. And so he invited them all into this sanctuary to worship Baal. But he was tricking them. And he instructed those guards on the outside, don't let any of them escape. And when he saw that they were all in there, he had them all destroyed. So he is being fervent, following the Lord's direction, destroying Baal worship in Israel. It even says here about destroying these prophets. They demolished the sacred stone of Baal, tore down the temple of Baal, and people have used it for a latrine to this day. So people were using the bathroom on the stone that was once a place of worship for Baal. Man, he is fervent, doing what God had instructed him to do. You would think that would get a double thumbs up. But let me consider this. I'm reading in 2 Kings chapter 10, picking it up at verse 28. So Jehu destroyed Baal worship in Israel. However, he did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, which he had caused Israel to commit, the worship of the golden calves at Bethel and Dan. Now remember, after Solomon had died, his son Rehoboam would not reduce the load of work and taxes on the people. And so Jeroboam became king of the northern kingdom, while Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, was the king of the southern kingdom. And so the people of the northern kingdom, which was now called Israel, so they wouldn't go to Jerusalem in Judah to worship, he set up 2 places of worship for them. One in Dan, one in Bethel, put the golden calves there, and the people worshiped those golden calves. So here's the point. As Jehu is being fervent, following the Lord, destroying the house of Ahab, destroying Baal worship in Israel, he was still worshiping those golden calves. The Lord said to Jehu, because you have done well in accomplishing what is right in my eyes, you have done to the house of Ahab all that I had in mind to do. Your descendants will sit on the throne of Israel to the 4th generation. Yet, Jehu was not careful to keep the law of the Lord, here we go, the God of Israel, with all his heart. Part of his heart was still towards those golden calves of Bethel and Dan. Not 100% towards the God of Israel, though he was very fervent in following him. He still had a portion of his heart for those false gods. He did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, which he had caused Israel to commit. In those days, the Lord began to reduce the size of Israel. Folks, it's good to be fervent in serving the Lord. But if we are not 100% in that, if there's some part of our heart that still looks at other things as false gods, and we are worshiping these along with God, mind you, we are committing the same kind of sin as Jehu. And the result was the reduction in the size of Israel. God bless you. Good day.